sustainability, leveraging AI. I think all this together really helps meet the converters' demands. Thank you so much for your presentation. And now, next we have a joint presentation from two industry leaders driving pre-press and plate making technology forward, DuPont and Esko. Representing Esko is Robert Bruce, product manager for Flexo, who brings over 30 years of flexographic process expertise to the stage. And joining him from DuPont is Shaju, technical application manager for South Asia. Shaju has 27 years of dedicated Flexo experience, including 20 years at DuPont. They will present on leading Flexo forward with DuPont, Cyrel, and Esko. Robert, Shaju, the stage is yours.
It is a conference where whole dignitaries from our industry comes together to exchange ideas that shapes the future of this flexible packaging industry. Every year when we attend this conference, we get to hear new ideas, new innovations, new technologies from different perspectives. Once again, me and my brother Yash are very fortunate to be here and share some of our innovations and technologies. So, coming to a topic for today, sustainable innovations in flexible packaging. And this year, we would like to approach this with a quite different perspective. We believe the future of the Gravure is not only greener, but it also to be smarter and more intelligent. Every year when we come here, we notice how quickly things are changing. Earlier, customers used to focus more on higher speed, productivity.
But this platform asks us to stop for 2 days and think about something else. About society, about our next generation. Not many people have built this kind of space, and Nidhi, you have been doing this for years after years. When my father and my uncle started manufacturing rotogravure presses, the technology transforming the world was internet. It did not just connect people, it moved know-how, knowledge that used to sit inside one factory or inside one experienced man's head, suddenly traveled, and they have used it well. AI is the same shift, happening again, this time inside the machine. And every time we discuss about it, one question arises: will AI replace operator? Answer is simple: no. AI does not replace operator. It does not replace its experience. Actually, it multiplies it. When an operator decides...
First of all, just a little bit about Esko and also try and frame what we're talking about today. As mentioned, my name is Robert Bruce. I run the product management team for Flexo at Esko, working with a large group of R&D people, which are based all around the world. If you didn't know Esko, Esko is looking at the whole chain in terms of pre-press, looking at brand identity all the way through to color and imaging. And color and imaging is where I sit within the Esko business. So I'm going to echo a little bit of probably what you've already heard quite a lot of times already at the moment, but it's good to see that we've got some synergy. So in terms of innovation at Esko, what drives us? And problems, of course, from customers, but it's mainly these things that you see in here on these slides.
And in the next few minutes, I will take over to what plates, equipments will do for improving Flexo. What Robert covered was the pre-press and the design aspect of Flexo. So what are our offerings? We have equipments, plates, consumables, and support for serving the market. So what has DuPont done? Over years, from 1974, when DuPont invented the photopolymer, to today, there are so many innovations that DuPont has done to make sure that the market can be able to things that the market needs for sustainable goals. We have done from analog plate making to digital plate making. And in the last few years, there has been so many innovations, especially on a sustainable aspect. So Flexo plate making room has 4 of these machines and is not anymore a dirty plate making room. It's a clean room, operations.
Thank you very much for the introduction. Good morning. everybody. I'm Davide Rossello, and before starting my introduction and the Bobst Group introduction, I would like to briefly introduce to you which it will be the main topic of my presentation today. That is how driving profitability and competitive advantages on the today evolving packaging landscape, where Rotogravure can make the difference. So, as you know better than me, in the last years, the market changed a lot. And most probably, it will change even more in the next coming year. That is simply because of the new market needs. In the previous presentation, you already heard about inks, NC, is it possible to use it, is it not possible to use it? The new proliferation of the product, think about baby food, fruit juice. In the past, it was about 10 different tastes of the exactly same packaging. That means 10 different designs. Today, in more than 3 times, because we are mixing different fruit and we are creating a lot of same packaging with a lot of different design that make the job length shorter and shorter. Speaking about the sustainability, the introduction of the new recyclable material that is more difficult to handle, or simply because of the new sustainability standard like the PPWR. So, because of that, and even because of that, we despite that in India, there is a market for a long runs where
I personally believe, as my colleagues have said, that we're going to have to work together around the world to develop solutions to sustainability and the way ahead. That is true, and I believe India is going to be a red-hot market and testing ground for that with the growth and innovation that we see here. So I'm going to speak to you about solvent-free laminating adhesives, a little different from printing that we heard about earlier in this session. At Brilliant, we truly believe that solvent-free adhesives are part of the future of flexible packaging. The simple reason is that they bring sustainability and cost advantages, and the performance envelope of these adhesives is increasing year after year. Let me explain how. I'm going to cover a little bit about what Brilliant does for those of you that don't know us. I'll cover the sustainability aspects of laminating adhesives. I'll spend most of my time on solvent-free adhesives in action and try to showcase many of the things that we see in the market today. And then I'll end with a small update on the next evolution we see in solvent-free adhesive technology and Brilliant scorecard on these types of adhesives. So what is it that we do? Brilliant Polymers is a leading manufacturer of laminating adhesives for flexible packaging. That's what we do. The way we look at it, the global market for this type of adhesive is about $2.5 billion, growing at about 7.5% a year. So there's very healthy growth in the market. The addressable market volume is about 1 million tons a year of laminating adhesive. Of this, 800,000 tons is estimated to be solvent-based and solvent-free. Some interesting statistics for you. 64% goes into food packaging. I think that you could have guessed. 42% of these adhesives are sold in Asia Pacific. But what is interesting is the last number. 51% of solvent-free adhesives are used in Asia Pacific, something that is amazing to see. So Asia is truly leading the change. At Brilliant, we work with what we call our promise of technology quality.
Heading New Chile, India, and taking care for the India, Middle East, and Africa region. So in today's scenario and in the modern technology, we are seeing that everyone wants to have the high-speed machines. And for that, the manufacturers and also the end users, they are requesting to go for high-speed machines. That's a good innovation and that's a good lead towards the future market. But at the same time, we are also able to see that if in the high-speed machines, there are some challenges or compromises in the form of mechanical errors or in the form of the atmosphere of the plant, in the form of temperature, then we are able to see that there is going to be a compromise, the losses in the form of evaporation of the solvent, inconsistency of the quality, or any other mechanical failures. So here, New Chilio comes in the picture, and we want to support the community of the flexible packaging and the other converters, where we want to give the consistency. We want to provide the savings, and also we want to give you paybacks that you people deserves, and to deliver that the machine is at a high level. So I'm going to present to you the velocity versus value equations, that is mastering viscosity, temperature, and precisions to protect your margins. Going back to the history of New Chilio, before the New Chilio was owned by the Cilio, that was made back in 1970. On the left-hand side, you can see the old manufacturing site of New Chilio, which was acquired or which was overtaken by the current CEO, Mr. Giordano, in 1998. And we made a new plant, which is on the downside. It's a 3,000 square meter of the plant.
My company, which I will do at the end to make sure I get paid. But we need to also compare printing technologies. We hear a lot of noise, or everybody's saying, okay, Gravure is good, Flexo is good, digital is growing, offset is good. Do we really need to step back a little and see whether these technologies, do they need to compete, or do they need to complement? And I think there is a good reason for us as converters to actually choose what technology suits us best for a particular application, for doing well. I have this simple Indian thing. When I go out with my whole joint family for a holiday, I need a mini bus or sometimes a big bus. But when I go out with my wife or my girlfriend, I just need a two-door car. And if I can afford both, I should actually keep both. It's not very efficient to take my girlfriend or my wife out in a bus. And Naresh, don't tell this to my wife, I know you're watching. And vice versa, to take 15 people in 15 trips up and down in a two-door car. So when you can afford, you should actually look at having multiple technologies under the same roof. Flexo, fastest growing in the world. Most research happening came from the West. It's really growing very fast. Less of mechanical engineering. More on quality, more on sustainability. They say ink levels have dropped, but Flexo is really picking up. Rotogravure has been there for many, many years. The only challenge it has to fight is solvent. So maybe you need to make more water-based gravures or UV gravures at Pelican and Bobst, and I'm sure you guys are working on that. So that's going to come. Digital.
That is a wonderful picture. We can go and fight in the market, but here we are all together. Thank you.